missiles were a thing. And even I think really before, you still had some anti-tank missiles, but it was mostly just bombs you'd drop on tanks. So I mean, normally I think the Germans would have armor to call upon in this sort of situation, but I'm not armor, but artillery. But I'm just kind of focused on the tank versus tank aspect. Check on Red 4. Red 4. Oh, looks like Red 4 is finally spotted. The Well, I'm gonna have him try to take out that one. Blue 4. Someone told me they can hardly feel the squadron of aircraft. I don't know. I've heard things about Germany scaling down. I don't think they've disarmed. I mean, note that this is 1965 that I'm doing this. I mean, it says 2015 here. That's because I didn't bother to change the date. See, I also have chieftains the British could use. Centurions. Bad British. I'm just gonna skip ahead a little, see who comes up on top. It looks like they're awfully close to each other. Yeah, too close. Made them get a little too close. But yeah, the German tank is about to just get demolished. Let's just go do this in real time right here. Maybe if yep, it was destroyed. Then create new blank scenario. Scaled down. Yeah, I think they've scaled down. Also, it's kind of interesting because when they reunited, they did sell a lot of the Russian gear that the East Germans had. They did keep some. They did keep a squadron of fighters. I'm not sure. I think it might have been a MiG-29, but I'm not actually sure. I actually can see if that's in the database. I'll look up. Oh, we're talking Cold War database. Let me switch over to the modern database. Database viewer. Let's go to Germany. United. MiG-29s, yeah, that's right. They got 22 of them. And I don't actually know if they really bother arming them or anything. I think they're just for training purposes. They host a variety of different air forces and allow them to train against real MiGs. So yeah, is there any other situations you want to see? Any hypothetical scenarios of different systems? This is pretty much anything you could imagine, basically. Scroll through the database. Kind of curious to see. Let's see if Portugal has any. That's what Portugal has in this game. F-16s, Lynx, Ryan, more Ryans, Alouettes, submarines, a few submarines, ships. See, most of these smaller nations still have a lot of ships in the database. It's not as much of a diversity of aircraft. Excuse me. Singapore actually has a very advanced military. A lot of it's not even based in Singapore. Because Singapore, being a very wealthy country, I think is actually one outside of Japan, China, and Korea, actually one of the most advanced militaries in Asia. Ships. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they have it's kind of a French version of the LCS that they have. Facilities. I think they might have strikers, but I'm not sure. Sri Lanka, though, they don't even have anything. They have 2 ships. One's a Coast Guard cutter, and the other is a patrol boat. No subs in this game. No satellites. No aircraft. I know they have aircraft, so this isn't accurate. They just never really bothered adding stuff for Sudan. I mean, for Sri Lanka. And Uganda. Uganda even doesn't have facilities, wow. Because yeah, some of these smaller nations, they never really bothered adding to the database because no one really. So let's see. The MiG-21, that would be one of my favorite. Yeah, MiG-21's a pretty cool looking fighter. The Thailand. Let's see. Thailand ships. I know they have allegedly have a they have a carrier. I don't know what the name of it is, but oh, here we go. The Chakri. I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, it's similar to this kind of the smaller European style carrier. Well, more like an assault ship, really. Let's go back. Syria. Certainly has patrol boats in this. No, they have more than that. Air Force is pretty well modeled. As well as their army. And they have one submarine Romeo class. But their facilities and missiles have been pretty extensively modeled in the game. Let's see, South Vietnam doesn't even exist in this period. Vietnam. Let's go Vietnam. Decent amount of stuff. I think they still fly early model Heinz as well. Zaire. A Mirage. Facility, no facilities modeled for them. South Africa's got a cool variety. They even fly C-47s. Kind of a surveillance. Hawk, Gripen, Mirage, Shackleton, Wasp. Yeah, let's, oops. Let's see, after a while, let's see. Game kind of acts up, so I'll kind of just restart it. A pretty intensive game. There's all the calculations going on in the background and whatnot. Command. Party real time. Why do the Russians have two different multi-role fighters, the MiG and the Flanker? I'm not actually sure. I mean, the US has technically more than one multi-role. I think it's just, a lot of it's political. I do know the Soviets had the MiG factory and the Sukhoi factory, and in the Soviet system, it was kind of ideologically imperative that industry is always producing, so they probably wanted MiG and Sukhoi to make their own. Because I mean, there's even MiGs that are just Sukhois and stuff. But yeah, I think maybe in the U.S. we have multiple multi-role fighters, so I don't really know what the idea was. I think it's just to I don't even really have an idea. Both Super Flanker and the Fulcrum F. I think maybe just because Russia likes to. I mean, they want to be strong military, so I think instead of just scrapping old fighters, they refit them, and so they have a. I mean, there's still T-80s in service in Russia and T-90s, and then they're gonna have a new version, but they don't want to. They don't want to scrap their old ones. So I think they're just gonna keep updating. And you can see, I think China does a similar China's a similar case too. They don't want to scrap all their old stuff. They'll relegate it to the back, but they'll still keep it in flying condition. I think that might be a reason, as opposed to the U.S. where we just scrap our old stuff immediately almost, and I mean we don't use F4s anymore. Well, we do, we still use F-15s, F-16s. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure why they still use they have multiple planes for the same rules. So yeah, is there any like matchup or situation you'd like to see? Yeah, drop on the page. Let's see what you say. T-72 and the T-90 are the main. Actually, I'm not actually sure if the T-72 is still in use by Russia. Still in use by a lot of other companies, but I don't think it's in use by Russia anymore. Like other countries use it. I think the T-80 and the T-90 are still in use. I'm actually gonna look that up. T-72. Yeah, improved variants are still being built for export. So they only export it. Let's see, service, operate. No, just service. Further service. Venezuela wants to buy some. So yeah, they still make it. The Russians don't actually use it. They just sell them off to people because they still have a market for old. They still sell. They still sell new AKs and stuff, even of the old models like the AKM. Yeah. Just check my personal messages for a sec. Why not do something with Spain? Let's see, go back to monitor capture. And actually Spain intervening in like Morocco or something would be interesting, so let's go Open Street View. Actually scratch that. Add my sides first. Blue 4 should be the Spanish side. And red 4. Austria's hostile. There's actually mission that like the premise is there's a radical government in Morocco, but yeah, it'd be an interesting situation. So let's see. Load. We're on blue 4. Let me look up Spain. Air bases. I only have 3 air bases modeled in the game, and they don't seem to be all that big. Yeah, they're pretty small. So, ever do a mission where you have to cover an allied retreat? That'd be an interesting one. Check my group for a sec. Page. And let's go switch over to red 4. And import units, load. Morocco may or may not have a modern anti-air defense. Oh, they don't even have it modeled in here. Some countries don't have their radars modeled in. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna... Okay, we want... Sita